Here it goes again. Eddie Hearn talking about vacating the WBO belt not to fight Usyk is a possibility. And it's funny, I just got a comment on this talking about how it aged well. So I want y'all to listen to this. This was taken from Boxing Social. This is what Eddie Hearn had to say when asked about vacating the title.
The most likely outcome is Oleksandr Usyk, but I think the feeling now amongst the team is all we ever do is have to keep people happy or keep the governing bodies happy. AJ is a throwback fighter. Look at when he beat Vladimir Klitschko. His next fight, he was told he must fight a mandatory. That was Kubrat Pulev. He accepted that challenge. With 10 days to go, Pulev pulled out. He fought Carlos Takam as his mandatory. The next fight, he unified against Joseph Parker. The next fight, the WBA phoned up and said, you must fight your mandatory. Alexander Povetkin, a very dangerous Alexander Povetkin at the time. He beats him. Then finally, he goes, all right, I'm going to have a voluntary. He chooses Andy Ruiz as the voluntary. Loses to him, rematches Andy Ruiz. Then the IBF phone up and say, right, now you've got to take another mandatory. Kubrat Pulev. Okay, we're negotiating all the time with people that sometimes aren't even entitled to a fight. And we've got it again now. The WBO straight away send the letter in. You're now fighting him. And at some point you want to turn around and go, do you know what? Why can't we just breathe and do our own thing? But of course, he wants to be undisputed. So that's why we are considering our options. I think the most likely scenario is we fight Oleksandr Usyk. If the deal is right, if everyone's sensible, yes, I think that fight happens. But I'll tell you something now. AJ is not in the mood, and nor am I, to be told what to do by governing bodies right now. Do you know what I mean? And there is no guarantee of an undisputed fight right now. So what are we holding on to a belt for? Promises, dreams, whatever. But he respects his belts. He wants to honour his belts. And he's done that for the last 4 years. So that's the likely scenario. All the other names are in play. And we will do now what's right for AJ and no one else.
Well, I'll put a link to the full interview in my description. But I don't like this at all. And I said this before, that it appears that they don't really want to fight Usyk. Usyk has been in play. He's been there to get the opportunity to fight for that title against AJ. And it just appears that they don't really want to fight him. And it's because I believe, especially right now with the new lighter AJ, that Usyk stands a very good chance at beating Anthony Joshua. I'm not saying that he will beat him, but there is a good shot that Anthony Joshua could lose to Usyk. And I don't think they want that risk. Or at least, I won't say that I don't think AJ wants that risk. I believe AJ will fight anybody. I don't think Eddie Hearn wants that risk. And I don't understand how he could say that Usyk doesn't deserve it. I mean, this dude now beat Chisora, which was a legitimate match against, at the time, a top 10 ranked fighter. He was undisputed at cruiserweight and moved up and activated his mandatory. Now, I can understand if this was the same Usyk that looked bad against Witherspoon, but it's not. We're talking about a guy who just fought a really good competitor and beat him. So there are no more questions about does Usyk belong, because he has proven his worth in the heavyweight division. Now, before I end this video, I normally say it at the beginning, but I'm saying it at the end. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up, sub, and hit the bell. That way you get updated when I drop the newest content like this. But in conclusion, I do not like how Eddie Hearn's talking. I don't like how he says, well, probably, maybe we'll fight Usyk. That seems to be what makes the most sense, but nobody will tell us what to do. And why are we even doing it when Undisputed doesn't look likely to happen? So why are we holding on to all the belts? At this point, Undisputed is just a dream. I don't like that talk, because unfortunately, if AJ lets one of these belts go, the heavyweight division probably won't see Undisputed for years to come. I don't know, y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I don't like this talk. I didn't like it before, and I don't like it now. And I'm hoping AJ doesn't let that belt go, because if he does, just know the videos are coming to flame the shit out of his ass. Like, for real. Like, I don't like that. Usyk has been waiting now. So I understand that they were hoping and praying that he'd fight Joe Joyce, but he held out, and that was a smart thing to do. And it was a good play. So now, Eddie, do the right thing. Let AJ fight Usyk. And when AJ beats Usyk, then Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. They have no choice but to fight AJ or Dillian White. So either way, you get undisputed. All you got to do is hold on to them 3 belts for one more fight. Let them fight. And if they don't fight AJ, you force Dillian on them, and Dillian can beat either guy. He can. People may disagree, but Dillian White can beat Tyson Fury, and I believe he can knock out Deontay Wilder. So, again, you can force that. Then you can still have your UK or Saudi Arabia, wherever you want to go, undisputed with Dillian White if he can beat the winner out of the Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder 3 trilogy. So that's how I see it. It would be stupid to drop the belt when you have a mandatory in place that they have to fight if they choose not to fight AJ. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section.